Hello everyone, my name is Vinay Kumar. Today I'm going to talk about frequency table. What is frequency table? A frequency table lists a set of values. Often each one appears. Frequency is the number of times a specific data value occurs in your dataset. These tables helps you understand which data values are common and which are rare. These tables organize your data and are effective way to represent the results to others. Frequency tables are also known as frequency distributions because they allow you to understand the distribution of values in your dataset. For example, if 18 students have pet dogs, dog ownership has frequency of 18. A frequency table of pet ownership will list various types of pets and their frequencies, including dogs. Frequency distribution tables are a great way to find the mode of the dataset. In this course, learn sorry, how to make frequency tables for different data types. You can make frequency tables for various types of data, including categorical data, ordinal, and continuous data. Or categorical data and ordinal data have natural groupings that you use in frequency distribution. However, for continuous data, you need to create logical groups for the frequency distribution. Frequency tables display distribution for one variable, such as types of pet or dining satisfaction. When you need to assess two categorical variables together, use a contingency table instead. Categorical data. Categorical data, also known as nominal data, have at least three categories with no natural order. For example, science fiction, drama, and comedy are nominal data. For categorical data, make a frequency table by counting the number of times each group appears in your dataset. Imagine you survey a class and ask them to indicate the types of pets they have. Type of pet is categorical variable. Your raw data might be a list like this. Type of pet, cat, dog, fish, or something like that. From the raw data, count the occurrence of each type of pet and record them in the table. Because the categories don't have natural order, you can choose the order to list them in frequency distribution. That makes the most sense for your project. One option is to list the groups from most to least common. In the example, I list the categories in descending order of occurrence, placing the most popular pets are at the top. The frequency table indicates that dogs are the most popular type of pet among class members. Fish are rare pets in this class. 10 individuals do not have any pets. Ordinal data. Variables have at least three categories that have natural order. The groups are ranked, but the difference between them might not be equal. For example, first, second, and third in a race are ordinal data. For ordinal data, make frequency table by counting the number of times each category occurs in your data set. Suppose you survey diners at restaurant and ask them to rate their dining experience of the following ordinal scale: very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, very dissatisfied. Your data set might look like this. From the raw data set, count the occurrence of each level of satisfaction and record them in frequency table. Because the groups have a natural order, list them in the frequency table using that order. In example, I list the categories in descending order of satisfaction. Very satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, very dissatisfied. Here you can see the very satisfied frequency has 59 times. The frequency table shows that on the whole, most diners were very satisfied and satisfied with their experience. However, there were few diners who were not happy. Continuous data. Continuous variables can take almost any value. You can divide them meaningfully into smaller increments, such as decimal values. Typically, you will measure continuous data on scale. For example, when you measure height, weight, and temperature, you have continuous data. Continuous data requires you to create the groups for frequency tables because they can have many distinct values. Imagine you are creating a frequency table of heights for 88 participants in a study. Your study data will likely to have many unique values. Below is a portion of heights in meters from an actual study connected involving treating girls. If you don't create groups for continuous data like example above, your distribution will contain many rows, each will with a low count. That's not going to be very helpful. To make frequency distribution for continuous data, you'll need to create group of values for your continuous data. You can your groups on range of values that make sense for your data when that's possible. Usually the spread of values for each group should be equal. In frequency table, list these groups in ascending order. Groups must be mutually exclusive so that each data point falls into only one group. Group frequencies. In a frequency table for continuous data, the groups count indicate the number of times data values fall with each group. For the height data, I used Excel and its frequency function to make the frequency data table. For the height data, the frequency table indicates that a plurality of values fall near the center of distribution, that is 1.46 to 1.51 meters. As you move away from the center, the occurrence decreases. The group with shortest and tallest heights and lowest count 4 and 6 respectively. You can also see the overall sample of the heights ranges from 1.34 to 1.69 meters. Next step after making a frequency table. Analysts often create graphs that visually represent frequency distribution because it gives the report more visual impact. Just like how you alter the frequency table by the types of data, you need um, various data charts, various kinds of charts for different data types. Frequency refers to the number of times of an event or value occurs. A frequency table is a table that lists items and shows the number of times the items occur. We represent the frequency in the English alphabet F. For example, Alan has to put the football in two boxes. He starts the dropping one ball after another into two boxes named A and B. Alan drops the balls randomly. After dropping 10 balls, he takes some rest and then repeats again the task with remaining 10 balls. The given table shows the pattern of how all Alan drops the balls into boxes. Frequency table and Talamas. Talamas helps in counting the frequency of the occurrence of something. It is used for record keeping. To create a frequency table, that's all. Thank you.